Welcome back to the Puskás Arena here in Budapest, and a disappointed Thierry Henry, who just watched his Arsenal lose on penalties. The worst way to lose one of these finals, Thierry.
Yeah, because you were close, but if you analyze the final properly, there wasn't much in it. You knew how Arsenal was going to approach the game, especially after they scored, even more so. And then Paris Saint-Germain was trying to find a way, and you saw at the end they couldn't. They went back in the game with a penalty, but they were trying to push. And overall, if you look at the situation, the shot of Vitinha towards the end, the deflected shot also by Miles Lewis on the post.
Chance.
Barcola not being able to push the ball straight, if not it's a 1v1. But other than that, there was not a lot of stuff created. It's always difficult to lose on penalty, yeah, obviously.
It's just a horrible way though, isn't it? We build up, we're doing the analysis before the game, how's the game going to go? We know Arsenal are going to be good defensively, we've said that. PSG, they was good in spells, a load of possession, but couldn't break Arsenal down. But then to lose it on a penalty shootout, that is devastating stuff. That's talking about the fine margins in football, which no matter who you support, you have to feel for. Even if it would have been PSG, you would have to feel, but I feel for the Arsenal today, because defensively, I thought that as a group, they were outstanding.
Yeah, he's right, you have to feel for them. You also have to celebrate PSG, who held their nerve in a moment like that, Jamie.
Yeah, of course, and for a long time it didn't look like they were going to break them down. They still didn't create a lot of chances in the game. I don't think Ryan made a save. And I go back to something that happened in the first half. I mean, PSG were dominating the game, but there was a situation with Kai Havertz just before half-time, and it looked like it opened up, and someone comes across, makes a great block, keeps it at 1-0. But I would say, I think Arsenal tonight have lost on penalties, but they've taken the best team in the world over 120 minutes. Because, to me, there is a gulfing clash between the two teams when you look at the attacking players on the pitch to start with. So for a team, actually, Arsenal, and this kind of happened before, they haven't lost a game in the Champions League. They haven't lost one game, and they don't end up with a trophy. So when you think about small details, you're talking about the penalties, rightly so. To go through a Champions League campaign, not losing the game is absolutely magnificent, and so unlucky to come out on the wrong side of it.
You've been in this situation, Thierry, where you're in a Champions League final and with Arsenal and you come out on the wrong side of it. Just how long did it take you to process that emotionally?
At the very beginning, quickly, because we had to go to the World Cup with France in 2006. You have to reprogram yourself to make sure that you don't think about it. And then when you go back and you start to think that you lost the Champions League final, obviously, with the club after. Obviously, after when I left Arsenal, I became an Arsenal supporter. Then it becomes more heavy, obviously, because you remember final that you lose. I'm sure, Jamie, the same with you. But at the moment that I lost it with the Arsenal, I was thinking straight away I need to concentrate because the World Cup was coming. I had to make that switch. If not, you can't stay. You can't stay on that. But like I said, people don't like to embrace failure, and this is not failure. I will be honest. That's a great season for Arsenal Football Club. You came short against an outstanding team. You pushed them all the way. They didn't open you up that much. But failure helps you win at one point. So make sure you feel it and don't keep it too much, but we will be back.
Eze, Gabriel, what words of encouragement would you like to give them personally?
I always say when you go and take a penalty, I will always have respect for you. I don't know how he went, how he arrived to be the fifth guy, but he went. And so how he played the whole season and how he played tonight was just immense. Not only him, by the way, but you can't. He missed it. But we're going to talk about. He went though. He didn't.
That hurts.
Yeah, it's gutting. It's devastating to lose the Champions League final on penalties. But try to take a lot of perspective from how far we've come as a group. You know, an incredible season. Our 63rd game in all competitions tonight. Giving it absolutely everything up until this point. We took the game to penalties. And look, it's a lottery. It's football, you know. You either win on pens or you lose on pens. And some of the best teams ever have lost on penalties in finals. And we was on the receiving end of that tonight. But look, we win together, we lose together. And I'm so proud of this group and these boys. You know, what a season. It's been incredible. I can't speak highly enough of everyone. So look, I'm obviously gutted, but I'm just trying to take a little bit of perspective from when we started back last July to where we are now. It's been an incredible journey this season, so yeah, we'll be back.
How is Gabriel and Eberechi after the penalties?
Yeah, devastated. Obviously, to miss a penalty in the Champions League final is not nice, but we love them. We're with them, and look, that happens in football, you know. they're not going to be the last players to miss penalties in finals. Everyone's missed a penalty, and without them two this season, we wouldn't have won the Premier League. That's for sure. Gabriel has run out of words for him as a person, as a player, and Eze as well. The crucial goals he's come up with for us this year. It happens. It's football and it's cruel. But look, we take the positives and we keep going.
The game was so tight. There was one incident in extra time that you were particularly unhappy about. Do you think you should have had a penalty on Noni?
Oh, I've not seen it back yet. At first glance on the pitch, I think he's ahead of Nuno Mendes, and if I'm looking back at the one we got against Bayern Leverkusen, it's very, very similar. But look, I'm not going to get into that. Obviously, I was gutted at the time because I thought the ref would go and have a look, but it was obviously not clear enough to be a pen, and I thought it was, and so did our bench and our players. But look, against PSG, you need to be mentally on it for the whole game. I'm sure a lot of people would have wanted a game like how Bayern played them, but if we would have gone out there and played like that, you know, that's what they want, and that's how they score 5 and 6 against opponents. So you've got to be really resilient, really switched on, a lot of communication. And I thought as the game went on, we really grew into the game, had some really good chances, nullified them to hardly any, to be honest with you. But look, fair play to them. A great team, great manager, great individuals, and yeah, you know, they've lost loads over the years, and obviously now they're having their time, and I feel like that's going to keep happening with us. You know, we were having these small losses, but we're going to go on and keep pushing to try and achieve something big.
Obviously, being into the dressing room, what has Mikel Arteta kind of said to you? Is it a moment to be hurt for tonight, but be really proud of what you've achieved and the progress you've made?
He's gutted. Yeah, he's gutted. We're all gutted. It's a Champions League final. The emotions and the stakes are so high. Yeah, it's cruel. It's cruel. That's football. But look, he just spoke about how much he loves us as a group. You know, this season, what we've done in terms of how we've been every single game, 100%, given absolutely everything, with everything that's been thrown at us. I think we've come really far as a group this year. I think we've come really far, and this is only the start for this group again. Obviously, we got over the line in the Premier League, which was a dream come true. This would have been one step further. It wasn't meant to be, but we keep building. You know, since I come to the club, it was a quarter-final exit, semi-final, now a final. So look, we keep going, we keep staying positive, and that's one thing about this group. This ain't going to define us.